Hey guys, what's going on? And what I have here today to review for you are two 56-inch Fasco great room ceiling fans. These are both from 1988. I don't know why the other fan that was in the other family room that was made in 1989, maybe it was installed at a later time. I don't know. I think these were made in November of 1988, both of these, and they were installed the same year. I think they were installed maybe December or January of 1989. It fluctuates between one of those 2 years. But these have been very, very, very reliable fans. And recently we've been using them a lot now because our air conditioning system on this side of the house is not working currently. So these have definitely been pretty good candidates for this time, for this current time, which of course we'll get it replaced and these won't be used. But prior to the air conditioning breaking, these were always set at a low speed. I don't know why. They were all just to keep the air circulated around the room. But yeah, before then, for maybe 10 to 12 plus years, they were always constantly on a low speed. We never had them on medium or high. And the low speed I will show you in just a minute. Now both of these are controlled by one wall switch, 3-speed wall switch, and yes, it's got the dial for it. And we also have 4 of these spotlights, 2 on each side. As you can see, I'm turning them on and off. Those are controlled by a wall dimmer. Now, back then, these were never hooked up. These are not hooked up to a wall dimmer, a light dimmer. These are hooked up to a specified fan 3-speed switch. Just to let you guys know, or else these things probably would have been totaled by now. You never know. But these are very, very good quality fans. They were purchased at a place called Lowe Electric. All 3 of them were at the time. These did not come with light kits, or the light kits were not put on these, which is a pretty cool option. The 3-speed pull chains were actually added, the longer pull chains at a longer length. I added those a couple years ago because of, in case you wanted to use them on various speeds on the other side of the room. Because this one that's closest to me is actually in the kitchen, and the one that's farthest over there is, where the chairs and or the couch and TV is. Which gets used more often. Now the one in the kitchen, which is right here closest to the camera, has a little bit of bearing noise, but you rarely ever hear it. But I'd say in various occasions, if it runs to maybe 4 to 5 hours at the most, you will start to hear a little bit of that noise. But in this review, I don't believe you'll be able to hear any of that, which is good. So let me give you a close look of them, actually, now that I'm sitting here, because I want to show you the other one as well. They're still in great condition after 20 something plus years of being up here, almost 30 years now. And as you can see, there's the loft with that, which is where the Tiffany fan actually is, which is also where the Fasco used to be. So they're all matching at one point, but yeah. So. Now, if you do hear a big clank when I turn these guys on, that's actually the fan farthest from the camera. That actually it has a little bit of torque to the motor. As a matter of fact, the one in the other room actually has the same issue to where it torques. But that's completely normal on these types of fans, especially when you have them on long down rods. And if I had to guess, the down rods on these or on those are about maybe 6.5 feet, 7 feet. So they're definitely extended, a lot more, really, really extended pipes for that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it, to be honest with you. So I guess we'll start out on low speed. Now I will tell you this, since that fan over there is a lot farther from the switch than this one is, that fan has a little bit of a less current going through the motor, so it's a little bit slower. But that does not affect the, performance of the fan itself. It doesn't affect it whatsoever, so don't worry about that. It's been doing that for almost 30 years now, so at this point I don't think we have anything to worry about. But starting out with the low speed, which is accustomed to the switch, which is a little bit lower than the actual fan setting, for the pull chain switch is low speed. Also meaning that when you pull the fan for the chain, I don't know how to explain this. The pull chain switch is actually a lot faster the speed on from the pull chain is a lot faster than it would be from the switch. So if you notice it's a little bit slower, no worries there. So that's enough talking here for now. So I guess we will start out with the low speed. And it takes a little bit to get up to that speed. Now this is actually the speed that we had him on for 10 plus years that I was talking about earlier before the AC quit. So let him get up to speed here and then I'll show it to you a little bit more. It's a really, really cool setup here. Like, I like how they're in like this big room. I've always been fascinated by them. These actually are my childhood ceiling fans. They've never been replaced. I grew up in this house as a kid, so it's really sentimental to have these things still installed like that with no issues whatsoever. Sorry about that. Alrighty. And believe it or not, this is actually medium speed, but it's considered as a low speed from the setting that we put it on at the time. So it goes from low speed is a lot slower than this, but we never put it on that speed just because there's no point really. But they'd stay on this speed constantly and they just kind of keep air cycled around the room. So now going to the high speed, like I said, you'll hear a torque from the fan farthest from this camera. So let me see if I can get a good angle on both of these before I switch them on to high speed. So here we go. You know what? My bad. These are actually switched to medium speed. Man, I don't know why I don't check these things before reviews. So no wonder they were slow. There we go. Now this should be high speed. So, after that failed take, here we go with the high speed. As you can hear, stuff is flying around. These things are very powerful. The really, really cool thing about these fans in particular is that there's actually an old VHS tape that my dad or granddad took during the construction of this house, and he took a couple clips of the fans and stuff when they were first installed. It's really, really cool. Maybe if I get time, I'll include some of that bonus footage in a future review. Now we'll turn them off. As far as the spin down time goes on these particular ones, they do take quite a while. So I guess I'll end the review here. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed. this video of the ceiling fans in my living room, the two Fasco Great Room 56-inch ceiling fans, for better clarification. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.